I'm Sharon Downey, and I'm the music director here at the Episcopal Cathedral of St. Paul.
My name is Melinda Hall, and I serve as the Dean at the Cathedral of St. Paul.
Tell us a little bit about your location here downtown and what it means to be downtown and connected to the downtown community.
Being downtown is actually a vital piece of our identity. Being part of the community of Erie is part of our identity. We work with numerous partners to work for good in the city. There's a lot of good stuff that happens. We try to reach out with different organizations to help them meet their goals. So we've partnered with some schools, with our West Bayfront, folks that help the homeless, these kinds of things. We also work a lot with our partners at St. Mark's Episcopal Church to do that kind of thing. We kind of see ourselves as a sacred space, and the whole city is welcome here.
Awesome. Tell me a little bit about how you've adapted your services for the COVID-19 pandemic.
So we've moved entirely to digital during this strange season as a way to love our neighbors and to make sure that we're all being safe. Sharon has done an enormous amount of work with our choral folks in ways that are safe. So you want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure. We are recording in homes. I go ahead and record piano accompaniments and send them off, and they sit at home watching the score on maybe their phone and recording into their computer. They send it in, we line them all up on a screen, mix them, add the organ that I've recorded in here by myself, and we have a hymn.
So we do our best to provide a meaningful space of worship digitally for folks, knowing that that community aspect is still absent, but doing the best we can given the weird circumstances it is.
Yeah, so going off of the community aspect, how important is it for people to still find unique ways to come together, especially during the holiday season? For you, what is a sacred season? Talk a little bit about how you've tried to connect with parishioners and the like.
Well, we think it's pretty vital. I mean, one of the core values here at the cathedral is belonging. We all belong to God, and we all actually belong to one another. And finding ways to do that are safe is really important. Making sure we're being sure to sort of give some Advent kits to our kids and families. We were going to have a fire to sort of light the new candle of Advent outside. We'll see what happens, whether that's safe or not. We're doing some digital things, but we've really been oriented lately towards the community. We've done innumerable collections. We have some relationship with schools, innumerable collections for those. We're working with Sunday suppers and the homeless to make sure, winter doesn't change, COVID or not. We're working with the Blue Coats on some of those kinds of issues. We've been in relationship with the Benedictines for Peace, thinking about how we make for a society that's peaceful and just. Life doesn't stop just because COVID's happening. So we've really been oriented on the engagement with the community and finding ways to create belonging in that way. I mean, we've been in touch with our parishioners too, notes and calls.
Yeah, and as far as our services, one of our biggest and best attended by members of the community would be our service of lessons and carols. So we're going to do that digitally, and instead of just one, we normally do one either early in December that's more Advent oriented, or one closer to Christmas that's the traditional Christmas lessons and carols. We're going to do both of those. So on December 6th, you could tune in to our Facebook page or our YouTube channel and watch a really beautiful service, all kind of put together digitally for Advent, and hear some of the favorite Advent music. And then Christmas Eve, we'll do the traditional lessons and carols with a solo chorister singing the opening verse of Once in Royal David City. So we're trying to invite the community, as well as our own parishioners and all other Episcopalians in Erie, to be able to hear those kinds of services and celebrate the holidays and the seasons the way they normally would.
Well, and I would just say that Christmas is about God, for the Christian tradition, becoming a person to be with us. And the joy of that, even in the middle of a pandemic, might be whispered, not shouted, but it's still present, that God is who comes among us. And even in times of pandemic, we are not fundamentally alone. The God who loves us is still with us, and finding ways to celebrate that are maybe quieter might make this season different, but it might in some way orient us differently to who God is and to how maybe we relate to God and to one another in that, in ways that maybe take us deeper than normal.
Very nice. Any other holiday programming you'd like to talk about, or just remind us where to find all of your programming?
One kind of fun thing that we're going to do will be throughout the 12 days of Christmas, we'll offer a favorite Christmas carol. Each one of our singers will be at home and record maybe a fun, lighter Christmas carol, so you can tune in each day and hear something kind of festive.
Yeah, and with St. Mark's, we're doing for those of you who are familiar with the song, O Come Emmanuel, there's 8 octaves is what they're called. We're gonna sing that and offer a little meditation just for some holiday joy to drop into the Facebook world. Always more joy to be added to social media, just for folks in this season. So any of that's available on our Facebook page, Cathedral of St. Paul, on our YouTube channel, or you can always find it from our website, cathedralofstpaul.org.